Imagine that your parents have gone out to attend a wedding and it took them more than a couple of hours. You and your sibling are alone at home and are enjoying your alone time. You ordered food from outside, you're playing loud music, and your room is a mess. As soon as the bell rings, both of you start running and making the room tidy. You clean up the kitchen, you throw away the food that you ordered, the remains of that, and everything is back to normal. Why did you do that? How did you do that? You did that because you had a memory of the same event which may have happened in the past, and it triggered that emotion that yes, you're going to get a scolding, so better clean up the mess that you created. Based on this example, today we are going to study George Herbert Mead, Self and Identity. He was one of the most prominent symbolic interactionists. Now, symbolic interactionist just related to the example. It says that we all are different from animals and have thought capacities. We can store memories and we react according to it. We modify our behavior. We know how to talk to our parents, we know how to talk to our teachers, but are we going to talk the same way to our friends or our siblings? No. So, therefore, it says that for each and every interaction, we modify our behavior. Therefore, we can think to the extent where animals cannot. Through this very interaction, we learn the meanings, and we also learn the meanings of symbols. If your mother would just show you a raised eyebrow, you will understand, okay, I'm doing something wrong and I have to stop. How did you understand it? You understand it because that gesture, that facial expression has a meaning associated with it, and that meaning is stored in your brain. You interpreted it, and whenever it happens next, you always get to know, okay, that is my warning signal. I have to stop talking now, or I have to stop doing what I'm doing wrong. Mead's theory talks about the social construction of the self. How what we are today, how was it constructed? How was it developed? So it took a long process. Where we are today, it did not just happen overnight. It took a long process. Various meanings, conversations, interactions, developments happened. So how did it happen? First of all, just think of yourself as you are. What you are right now is your conscious being listening to this audio and seeing this video. You are thinking of many things. So you are conscious and you are acting on what I am saying. You are thinking and you are being creative as well. You might be associating many other things to what my voice is coming over to you with. And you must also have a response to whatever I'm saying. You must think that this video is perhaps average. You must think perhaps this is brilliant. You must be associating it very well with it and you must be enjoying it. So, all these are your thoughts. Now, what happens is, if you take my example, you can hear my voice, but I cannot hear yours. So, what you think about me and my lecture is not coming to me. So, this is my perception of this video, that I think this video is good. But if you think it's bad and I get to know it, what I'll do, I'll store it in my mind. Okay, my video is not good. I have to work harder. I have to make it better. Why is it happening? How is it happening? So, what happens is, one is your own self, what you think about yourself. The second is me, that is created by self, that is the society. What society tells you. If someone tells you you are very tall, so even if you did not think of yourself as a very tall person before, you will start thinking of yourself as a tall person when someone else says it. If someone says you have gained weight, it makes you feel really bad. So earlier you were enjoying that scoop of ice cream, but the next time you look at it, you will feel bad. Okay, no, that person told me I'm fat. Perhaps I should just avoid it. So this is how your self is constructed, how you become is constructed. How is this done? Due to interactions. Now, this interaction takes place between you and others. So, these others that I'm talking about, They can be your special people who hold importance in your life. Meet called this as uh, significant others. Their opinions matter, like your parents who will say, Beta, why are you not studying? You should study, you have your exams. So, yes, you will think that okay, they are saying it for my own good and I should study because their opinions matter. And then there are the generalized others. Maybe you have attained a certain age in life and the relatives or your colony friends or maybe your neighbors, they're telling you to get married. So, okay, you will not think that much about it, but still you might feel that okay, why are they saying this? Should I really get married? Am I wasting my time? Am I doing nothing in life? So these are the viewpoints of the society, and you take some of the views and you discard some, and that is how you become yourself. The self is created. So Mead wrote all of this in his book Mind, Self and Society, where he says that the self is made up of mind, self, and what the society says. So, mind, what does the mind do? It receives information. Like someone said, you are tall. Okay, received. It adapts to the environment and then it helps in the development of the self. So, okay, if I think that I'm too tall, what should I do? Okay, perhaps I should not wear heels. Perhaps I should roam around with people who are also tall so that I do not look very tall. Okay, now comes the self. What does the self do? It sees oneself from others' point of view. Like if a teacher comes in front of me, I'll look at myself from that teacher's perspective. And if that teacher sees me as a very sincere and obedient student, my behavior would automatically change as soon as I see her. Okay. And then when she goes and I'm with my friends, my behavior will again change according to what my friends think of me. So if my friends think of me as a very cool person, my behavior will change. Then when I'll come back home, my behavior will change again to adapt to the environment. Now, the society. Society does what? Society is nothing but the people around us. They can be your friends, peer groups, teachers. Even your family is accounted here because they also have some views about you. And with regular interaction, you get to know what they think of you and how do you have to interact and behave in front of them. Okay. Now, development of the self. So, once the self is created, how is it developed? It is developed in two stages. First is when we are children. So, it is the preparatory stage. And the second is when we become adults. So, let us discuss the play stage or preparatory stage. Mead said that the children learns about the various roles in society as they are growing up. How do they know it? So just imagine if my father is a doctor and I am a little child and I see him wearing the doctor's coat every day, helping people, getting medicines at home. So I might think, okay, what does it feel to become a doctor? So what I could do is I could play doctor or something else with my sibling, and then I could attach that role to myself. Okay, I am a doctor, but is that role permanent? Does a small child know what he wants to become in life? No, he keeps on changing it. One day he'll be a doctor, another day he'll be a teacher. But this role playing or playing at a role gives him a sense of understanding about the roles in society. So, what happens as we grow up and become adult? The problem here comes is we start acting differently. So the roles that we are playing, it becomes a part of our personality only because we keep on playing it for really long times. So we'll be different at home and entirely different when we are outside. That is how we play our role. So our self is created now. What is identity then? So identity is nothing but my views plus the views of society towards me. It creates my identity. So it is a journey from what I think about myself, to me, what the society has made me today. So I was unsocialized means that before the process of socialization, what I thought about me was the unsocialized self. Whereas the me that was developed is socialized. And becoming I to me and then identity is created. What happens is we stop and think, what am I doing in life? What am I saying? What am I wearing? How am I saying? Is this right? We often stop and think. So, how did this happen? This happened because the society socialized us, it groomed us for our role, and therefore our identity is created. I hope you got this. There's just quickly you can read the covert behavior and overt behavior. It is not important, just from the exam point of view, I've mentioned it. Let's quickly discuss some questions. Question number one: in symbolic interactionism, who among the following often refers to objective relativism as object? The answer will be G.H. Mead. Question number two: to meet the generalized others and the significant others are the creators of. So, the generalized and significant others, they create the society, and in ourself, they create the me, because I is the unsocialized self. It does not contain others' views, but me contains my views plus society's view about myself. So, the answer will be second, me. Thank you.